Good afternoon everyone, it's Kay here from overcast Taunton with the final episode in the Cards for Occasion series sponsored by Handyhippo. This is episode 10, as I say, and series 2 and the conclusion to this Cards for Occasions series. And we are, I'm sure you're all aware now from what I've got in front of me, talking about Christmas. Please don't cringe or cry or shout, oh my gosh, it's only March. I know, but these things need to be dealt with in the best of all fashions, and as it is a very special occasion on the calendar, then this is as good a time as any to talk about possible projects for that time, and indeed projects that can be used all year round. Throughout the series where we've discussed weddings and births and sympathy cards and birthdays and Father's Day and Mother's Day and Easter and Halloween, then Christmas has to be a feature in this series. I've tried this time to marry up a very current thing that's sweeping the crafters across the board. It started out in America and has been adopted in this country with amazing ease. It is a wonderful thing to do, but first of all I must talk to you about the products that I've been sent by Handyhippo. And as you see, there's a Kaiser craft sticker page here, 12 by 12 with Christmas numbers on it, banners, wording, sentiments, all sorts of things to enhance any project. Kaiser Craft are very good at this sort of thing. They're quite difficult to source, but Handyhippo, who does hold stock from a lot of the very top craft company sellers, does stock a lot of the Kaiser Craft goodies, as with Graphic 45 and some of the other more well-known companies. They do feature very heavily in the on the Handyhippo site. This is also a 6.5 by 6.5 paper pad by Kaiser Craft. It's been an absolute delight. It's called Yuletide, and there are 24 sheets. Let me just check that. I'm trying to read upside down. 2 times 12 sheets of 160 gram GSM paper, designer paper, specially with die cut pages and foil pages. So it is quite a specialised pad and very much worth the money in my opinion. So if I just flick through, you'll see I've nibbled at a few pages here and there, but they really are a gorgeous paper, single-sided, but it really doesn't matter. There are so many elements here that you can choose to enhance your project with: foiled pages, banners, wording, lots and lots of different bits and pieces that just are so Christmas orientated. Some of the plainer papers clearly could be used for other projects, but in the main this is dedicated to the Christmas period. This, as I'm hoping the camera will pick up, is almost as though it's been covered with glossy accents. It's got a beautiful sheen to it. It's picking up the colours and highlighting colours for the holly. There is plain paper, written script, all to delight and add to your projects. Music paper with a gold glint, and it is really beautifully foiled. None of it seems to come off under duress when you're placing and gluing and utilising the sheets. Lots and lots of different designs, as I told you, 12. This is another glossy sheet with a beautiful finish. It is absolutely glorious. And then you come to some pre-cut die cuts, which in their own right fit and can be used again on lots and lots of different projects with banners and papers, sentiments, lots and lots of different things to enhance your project, as I keep saying, but it is absolutely wonderful value for money and really does highlight Christmas in a very, very good way. What have I chosen to share with you this time? Well, if you are in a crafting community on Facebook or indeed on YouTube, then you may well have heard of a lady who lives in America called Jeanette Lane, who has put up a video regarding pocket letters, which is what I've decided to put forward for this week's final project. And this is how they work, basically. You have 9 pockets on a sheet that can easily be put into a ring binder or something of that nature to store, and what it amounts to is almost like a pen pal letter, if that makes sense. All of these pockets can be utilised to put in various images of a given theme if you choose, or randomly with sentiments. The pockets are supposed to display a quote, they're supposed to display something of you personally, and one of the pockets is supposed to hold information about you. So it's almost on the lines of an ATC, but you actually share a little bit of yourself with whoever you swap your project with. So all in all, it can travel the globe. And I just got to thinking, well, what a lovely thing to do for grandchildren or children or friends. The idea is to utilise each of the pockets, to turn it over and then put little gifts and so on and so forth into the back of the pockets, so that there are 9 little presents, if you like, or 8 with your little note on the inside. I'm going to take these out one by one just to show you how easy they are to put together, and indeed to show you the pocket envelope itself. There are 9 altogether, as I said. Each of the cards is 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And I've used various backing papers, various cutouts from the paper pack I was supplied with. I've glittered, I've added embellishments. In the corner on the left here, I've kept the Christmas tree as a feature to indicate that that is what this project is all about, as I'm sure you saw. There are the 9, and then the central one I've chosen to do as my pocket letter, which I've not yet finished. I thought I'd go through that with you. I've got some things ready here just to put together. So if we start with this top corner, you'll see I've used the Kaiser craft paper. There's a banner, a couple bits of bling, December 25th, and it is the season. On the next one, I've used more of the paper. I've cut out a banner, put a little bit of bling on it. I've glossy accented to get merry and bright, in keeping with the backing paper there. It's plain on the back. Some corners I've rounded, some I haven't. I've used one of the foiled sheets here with some spotty dotty gold ribbon, a lovely bit of bling, and called up the things that I think of personally with Christmas: tradition, family, and making memories. I think that's a fair comment these days. And on this one, there's a little wreath with "It's the most wonderful time of the year," which I think is a quote from a film, so that's very, very appropriate. Again, I've carded, I've used more of the foiled paper and some bling. Here we have Santa Claus in all his glory. Underneath the ribbon I've got a little bell and it actually does tinkle, but the cameraman says it's not going to really be heard on the camera. A couple of bits of blings and dear old Santa there on this spotty dotty background. Next in line I've used the carol singers. I thought that was very appropriate with 3 little stars and 3 bits of bling. Again, the foiled paper, which I think is an absolute delight. Then the Christmas tree, which I've glittered. I've put this little sentiment trimming the tree, which is obviously one of the delights of Christmas. Again, December 25, and the banner. And all in all, the only things I've had to add to my design team package is some bling, glue, and a tiny bit of Stickles glitter, which is readily available at an excellent price on Handyhippo. A little bit of ribbon, and they have a good supply of that there on there too, and they also cover all these little trinkets and blings. So I'm just going to show you how I am going to put together the middle pocket to send out, and it is simplicity itself. Let me get my glue, sorry, in the pot. I knew there was something I would need. What I've got is my 2.5 by 3.5 card. I've cut out the paper just just under 2.25 and 3.25, just so that I've got a nice border around the edges. I've trimmed the corners with the enveloper just to make them all nice and round. I've got a lovely little sentiment here, 'tis the season to be jolly, which I am going to put onto some ordinary foam tape just to build it up. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't say which one. I've got ordinary glue here that I'm just going to pop out onto this lovely cutout design paper, which I will then put onto the card. Just make sure that your border is fairly even all the way around. Then I've got my sentiment here, and all you really need are some nice punches, some stamps if you don't like what's already on the papers, to enhance it a little more. I've used a punch here, just a scalloped edge oval, which I am going to put this at a jaunty angle to the paper like so, and that then sits in the centre like so. So I'll just anchor that then onto the paper. I've used the dimensionals just to pop up the sentiment, so you know it's got the height there. You don't want it to be too fulsome, because this does need to be folded up and put into an envelope to send on to the recipient. I then turn it over, as you can see, and here I have a piece of card that is, oh my word, 2.5, about 7.5 inches. I've folded it 3 times, put some of the designer paper on it, scored and burnished, so that in effect it can be glued to the back of this sentiment like so. I'll just run through that. And on this bit I would put my personal details, as you do with an ATC card, or I would just, if it was somebody that knew me very well, just put a seasonal message in there. And you would just anchor this down roughly again, as I say, in the centre. We've still got all these embellishments that I can use on this sticky paper here, just to add a little bit of festivity to it before closure. And I can put that one there like so, and this one on the opposite side up in the corner. And that still gives me a lovely space for a seasonal message, my own personal details, or a little bit of bling just to enhance that little pocket. You then close it up, and alongside the others, those then fit into this 9 pocket piece. I think they're probably available, oops a daisy, in any of the stationery stores. I personally managed to get these online. I don't know that Handyhippo has anything like it in stock, but it's not to say that they won't hold them at some point. There's the middle one. Just gently putting these back into their respective pockets. They do take a little time to put together, but I just think they are so worth the effort, and the overall sentiment and effect can't be lost in 9 little pockets. You can then put little bits of chocolate in if you'd like to. You can put anything in behind by way as a little gift for the recipient. It then, once all your pockets are filled, allows you to fold it either in 3 like this or like this. It will fit beautifully into a padded envelope, even with your little bits of pieces on the other side. As long as you don't try to be too generous, it's not a heavy thing to post off. So I hope this has inspired you. The other thing I would like to say at this point is that whilst Jeanette Lane started a group over in America, Emily 280881 has started a Pocket Letter UK on Facebook, which currently has 82 members. I'm proud to say I'm one of them. And therefore, if you should find this an enticing concept and you can get all the things you need from Handyhippo, then you would be very welcome to join the group. This, as I've already stated, is the final 10th episode in this series, and so it's time to collect all your menu items together. You should by now have 10. You then contact Edie-Jane Clark at Handyhippo, submit your entry of what you know the 10 food items, meal items to be, and you will be put into a draw to win that £20 voucher to spend on Handyhippo. And I would also like to say at this juncture, Handyhippo have another event this weekend, and it is 10% off. So with that said, thank you very much for your support in this series. Thank you to everyone who have left such wonderful comments. Thank you to Edie-Jane for making this possible, and to Handyhippo for their supplies. Take care everyone, happy crafting, bye bye for now.